We're already up to the unofficial start of the busy summer travel season. Memorial Day's here. Lots of people will be hitting the road, so let's check in on pump prices with one of the nation's top experts on the topic. Guest buddies Patrick DeHaan. Patrick, always good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Pretty simple. Let's start here because people want to know. They may be traveling this weekend. How are prices looking for this holiday weekend? And give us an idea how that compares to previous years.
Yeah, all in all, not too shabby. Prices have moved up a little bit in the last couple of months. That's typical as refineries do maintenance and we make that switch over to summer gasoline. But the good news is in approach to Memorial Day, gas prices this year are at their lowest holiday level since 2021. Gas prices in Syracuse averaging right about at that $3 mark, though we've been a little bit lower here and there over the last couple of weeks. We're still 65 cents a gallon lower than last year. So all in all, not a bad summer to hit the road. A lot of this because OPEC increased oil production a couple of months ago. That pushed the price of oil down. Also, some of the economic uncertainty has caused a little bit of a drop in the price of oil. But again, a lot of this, compared to where we were in 2020, 2022 at least, a lot of this is simply a slow and long rebalancing of supply and demand.
Yeah, I was going to have you kind of, without going necessarily too deep into an economics lesson for us, help us kind of understand how and why we're at the prices we're at, because the economy's been certainly very jittery and nervous as of late for a variety of reasons, right? So how did we get to the price we're at? How tenuous is it, I guess?
You know, a lot of this is finally rebalancing. 2022, obviously, the economy reopened. A lot of Americans were traveling because of the last 2 years or the prior 2 years to that, the economy being shut. Russia's war in Ukraine also caused prices to surge. And in 2023, we saw a decline on Memorial Day, which also 2024 and now 2025 is the third straight year of decline compared to last Memorial Day. And again, a lot of it is a balance of supply and demand that has slowly rebalanced after the trauma of COVID and Russia's war in Ukraine. Now there's the potential of a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, or at least a ceasefire. Also a potential nuclear deal with Iran. But I think the biggest thing here in the last couple of months has been oil prices have dropped. And that's because OPEC has rather unexpectedly raised production in a significant way.
All right, so you just released, you, the greater you, Gas Buddy, all your co-workers there, the summer outlook. What are some of the highlights? What should we expect in the next few months?
Well, overall, if it's a normal year, gas prices usually peak at the beginning of summer, not at the end. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that now refinery maintenance, which is part of the reason why prices have gone up the last couple of months, that maintenance is now wrapping up. Refiners are ready for the summer driving season. They're boosting output. The changeover to summer gasoline is already behind us. I know it seems really early, but with those two factors out of the way, gasoline supply over the course of the summer should gradually increase, and that should put downward pressure on prices. Now, we'll keep an eye on for hurricane season. That can cause prices to gyrate a bit. But beyond that, normally gas prices are highest on Memorial Day, slightly lower on July 4, and at their lowest summer level on Labor Day.
And you said normal summer. So it seems like things have been anything but recently. I'm very curious. So with gas prices at a pretty good number right now, what's the prediction of people traveling this summer? Will they take advantage because the prices are a little bit lower, or because there's so much economic uncertainty? We've heard the Walmarts, the Targets saying they're going to have to be raising prices because of tariffs. Will people be traveling less and keeping the money in their pockets a little more?
Yeah, you know, our survey that we released a couple of weeks ago, or actually took the survey a couple of weeks ago, released just in the last couple of days, found that 69% of Americans are planning to hit the road this summer. Now, that is a slight drop from 76% last year. So I think to your point, there is some economic anxiety that's causing some Americans to maybe stay closer to home. But all in all, I mean, well over 2/3 of Americans still hitting the road. You're not going to have to worry about seeing an empty road this holiday season, especially coupled with low gas prices. So some of that uncertainty is probably translating into some last-minute trips that will happen as we get closer to the holidays. Some Americans still nervous over exactly what you said, some level of layoffs and economic uncertainty may be keeping some closer to home.
All right, well, we'll start with this holiday weekend, and the gas prices around here anyway sound good, and I guess across the nation. Patrick DeHaan from Gas Buddy, always good to catch up with you, Patrick. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy your weekend.